Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahawashai, Ba'asham Racha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere Akiam. And I'm just going to be doing a response to this video right here. Right, this is your brother Abawan back again with another video, a response video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahawashai, Ba'asham Racha Kodash, the most hidden sins of Sodom and Gomorrah. And while I was watching this video, which is, this is a good video, by the way, about as good as a Christian video can get. But while I was watching this video, you come to the realization that America, the US, Babylon the Great, it really is spiritual Sodom and Egypt, as the scriptures say. And let me start by getting that precept, right? That their dead bodies were in the that dead bodies were buried in the place which is called Sodom and Egypt, wherein our Lord was crucified. That is in the book of Revelation, the 11th chapter. So let's go to that. And here it is, Revelation 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of that great city, of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Right, and he was going into, what happened during the time before the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? The history, the script. He even went into the precepts. As funny as it sounds, he even went into the precepts, and that is the influence of the Hebrew Israelites right there. Everybody's doing their homework right now. Everybody's going into the precepts, going into the history, going into the letter, the Greek and the Hebrew. You know, imagine that, and this is just showing you that, and that's not his channel, his wisdom. Just showing you, what the meaning of the Lord have done to these people, to these Christians out here. Now people are checking and reading the scriptures and bringing out the scriptures a little bit better than they were before. He still went off in some places, right? But for the most part, like I said, as good a video as you can get from Waki Taki Plantation Christianity. But let me just touch on that. Like I was saying, watching that video just it makes you realize that, yeah, we really are living in spiritual Sodom and Egypt. And he brought out some precepts, nothing that we haven't brought out in this truth ad nauseum, right? So, brought out so many times, but he brought out some interesting precepts that make you know that this man really was listening, he really is listening to the Hebrew Israelites, right? If him bringing out actual scriptures didn't convince you, if him going into the history didn't convince you, if him going into the Greek, right, and the Hebrew, well, the small heart Hebrew didn't convince you, then these precepts I'm going to bring out, that is enough evidence to show that he's been listening to brothers. He's been watching the Hebrew Israelites, because that's really where he got all this knowledge from. And anybody that you see going into the scriptures, myself included, going into the Greek, going into the blue letter, going into the Hebrew, they learned that from the apostles and the elders on down. Because, and even the apostle Taha has mentioned this before, he is the one that started going into the blue letter, right? He's the one that let everybody know about the blue letter, and this is one of the best Bible apps that are out there. It's got everything, even commentary, cross references, right? Where you can look up precepts. You can look up precepts in the blue letter. It's got, let me just open that. You see the interlinear. That's where you get the concordance, the strongs, the translation comparison. You can look at other translations and see what they say there. Cross reference, text commentary, audio slash video. I haven't really seen that one before. Even a Bible dictionary. I haven't really gone into those ones before. Audio, video, and the Bible dictionary. But even in Bible dictionary is here. I think that, I'm looking for whether I'll see the Youngs. But you know that even if the Youngs is in the blue letter, it will be the revised version, not the one that contains the information about, the Negroes. But yeah, this is the book of Ezekiel 16, verse 48, and it reads, "As I live, saith Adawan Yahweh, Sodom thy sister hath not done, she nor her daughters, as thou hast done, thou and thy daughters. Behold, this was the iniquity of thy sister Sodom. And this is the main point right here. Pride, fullness of bread, and abundance of idleness was in her and in her daughters. Neither did she strengthen the hands of the poor and needy. And that makes me think of, and this was the exact preset that made me think of, that made me think of Babylon the Great. Fullness of bread, abundance of idleness, pride, right? As they say, pride comes before a fall. And that shows you that this whole modern LGBTQ bullshit really just goes back to Sodom. And they really are, as Sodomites. Let me just say it. If Esau takes down the video, he takes down the video. But yeah, this is the iniquity of Sodom and Gomorrah. Aside from the abominations they were doing with the alphabet lifestyle, you also had pride and which is you also had pride and you also had gluttony and the avarice that you have that you have even right now in this kingdom in Babylon the Great. How does that precept go? Because victuals shall be in abundance, right? They shall think themselves to be in good case. I believe that's how it goes. Because victuals shall be so right, victuals shall be so good cheap in the land. Let me see. I think that should be in the Apocrypha. Let me get that precept. Because victuals shall be so good cheap in the land, they shall think themselves to be in good case, right? Let me get that precept. I don't know whether I'm spelling it wrong. Okay, victuals. So like yeah, victuals. Second Esdras 16, verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Right, and because you have an abundance right now, especially in Babylon the Great, there's food, right? You can just go to the grocery store, buy something to eat. There's so much convenience, even right now. You see a lot of these Babylonians, they always do videos. It's either DoorDash, right? Uber Eats, right? So they don't even make their own foods anymore. Instead, they just order for it. It comes at their door and they just eat it just like that. Because they have that abundance, they are puffed up right now, thinking that everything is easy, everything is going good because of right the bread and the circuses. Because that's really what this is. Part of the victuals is also the entertainment. You can turn on the TV, turn on the game, right? Turn on the Wi-Fi and just scroll through social media or watch TV or watch or stream, right? It is so convenient for them that they think that that they don't see the evils that are coming. It's not even that they think that they are in good case. The people of this kingdom right now, they know shit has hit the fan, but they don't see it because they are distracting themselves with all these things, with the entertainment, the bread and the circuses. They go to the club. There are so many things that in this that exist in this kingdom that they use to distract themselves from the destruction that is coming. That's why the scriptures say they shall think themselves to be in good case, and then evil shall grow. Because if you are actually watching the news, if you are actually vigilant, you know that shit has hit the fan in Babylon the Great. It's already over. Like, it is not a matter of when it will. It's not a matter of if it will happen. It is when. Babylon the Great has fallen. It's done, right? But all these distractions are so readily available that you might not be able to see it unless, of course, either if the spirit is dealing with you, right? Only if the spirit is dealing with you, or if you are vigilant of these things, because you have all these Edomites that see the times that are coming, and that's why the scriptures say, right? The prudent man foreseeth the wise man foreseeth the evil, and the prudent man looketh well to his goings. I'm going to get those two precepts. As a wise man, I think he's either a wise or righteous man, he foresees the evil and hideth himself. I don't know why getting precepts is so difficult these days. Trying to find the exact one they are looking for, and you won't be able to get it. And here it is. Okay, okay, okay. It's the same precept. Proverbs 22, verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Right. And let me also go to this as well because this is all going to the same thing. The This is all going to the same thing because of the abundance of bread, the bread and the circus is an abundance of entertainment, and really because of how easy things are in this kingdom, you are not seeing the destruction, you're not seeing the judgment of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that is coming at hand. So this is the book of Deuteronomy 32, verse 15, and this one is for two-thirds of our people. But Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxing fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then for he forsook the Most High, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. Once again, now because of how convenient and things and easy things are in Babylon the Great. That's why you jakes out there, you think that shit is sweet, right? You think that nothing is going to happen. You scoff and mock. Oh well, since our fathers slept, all things continue as they were ahead of us, thinking that things are just going to continue in this kingdom like it is up until the end of time. But we know that the Most High, Yahweh Sham Yahushua, is preparing judgments upon this kingdom, and they are coming. So this is the book of Isaiah 32, verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear to my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. And this isn't really just for the women only, but for but for all you people that are in this kingdom, right? Because these cities, right, metropolises, they are actually, and this is the Apostle Gabba that brought this out. They're actually made for the women, and you see how convenient it is to the point where even women, can have this easy life. Like I've already mentioned some examples of that. But the time is coming where there will be trouble in the city. And are the biggest victims of that will be these women. So even you women right now that are puffed up in your pride, if with that whole feminism shit, oh, I don't need no man, I don't need no man, because the government is basically subsidizing your whole life, right? It's going to come a time where you are going to be greatly troubled. Isaiah 32, verse 11. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and get sackcloth upon your loins. And this is what is coming for you, right? When I was, this what is coming for you, right? But anyway, let me go back to that's Ezekiel. I think that should be right here, yeah. Because there's something I want to bring out in that Ezekiel, the last part. So this is the book of Ezekiel 16 from here it is. Ezekiel 16, verse 49. Behold, this was the iniquity of thy sister Sodom. Pride, fullness of bread, and abundance of idleness was in her and her daughters. Neither did she strengthen the hand of the poor and needy. And guess who the poor and needy is? It's you Israelites, right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Because I've mentioned this before. When it talks about the poor, and that's a deep dark saying right there, the poor and the needy. And what it's referring to are those that are at the bottom in this kingdom. Those that are actually the poor and the needy in this kingdom, which is Jake, right? This kingdom is not, don't be deceived. This kingdom is not giving you what you need. It's not strengthening your hands, and it's not pointing you or giving you what you need, which is the instructions in righteousness, right? Jake thinks that what they need in this kingdom is a Hellcat, riches, right? And these vanities that are being pushed in this kingdom. But what you really need is the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Now, continuing on, Ezekiel 16, verse 15. And they were haughty and committed abomination before me. Therefore, I took them away as I saw good. And that's the point right there, because that's the point right there, because just like Sodom and Gomorrah, you see that in this kingdom, wickedness is being pushed to the point where they shamelessly perform this wickedness in the streets. The Pride Parade, that's just an example. Shame. It's you're always seeing the acts of wickedness, right? The evils being performed shamelessly in the streets, because it wasn't just Sodom and Gomorrah, right? It's like what I wanted to say was that, yeah, it wasn't just Sodom and Gomorrah, Adma and Zeboim and Zerah and the other, and that's five cities. But it wasn't just the alternative lifestyle. That was the major. That was part of it, right? But it's also other forms of wickedness as well, like idol worship. The pride, and like the pride, and even speaking against the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Because, and this is something that, if you go into the commentary, and even that video that I mentioned, this was something that they failed to mention as well. That lots, right? Because what the commentaries say, if you go into the Bible commentary right now concerning them, that's Genesis the 19th chapter, I believe, where it talks about Lot in Sodom and Gomorrah. What to tell you is that, oh well, Lot was actually kind of wicked, right? Because he was staying with those Sodomites and he was happily dwelling with them, even though they actively bring out the fact that even the Apostle Peter said it right there, that Lot was not happy dwelling in Sodom and Gomorrah, right? That they were vexing his righteous spirit every single day with their actions. And the reason for that was because Lot was calling them out. Just like the men of the Lord in this time, Lot was going out to the highways and byways and prophesying against Sodom and Gomorrah, calling them out and for their wickedness, and telling them that the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, will destroy them, crying unto the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, for judgment. Second Peter 2 verse 7. Second Peter 2 verse I'll start from verse 6. Second Peter 2, verse 6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly, and deliver just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, for that righteous man dwelling among them. Right, so Lot was righteous, and the scriptures have made it testified. The Apostle Peter, King David, has confirmed that Lot was righteous. But in these commentaries, and even in that video that I mentioned, I'm responding to, they went on to say that Lot wasn't really righteous, that Lot was more interested in the things of the world than in being with the Most High. And what they failed to, and they also said that, that was why Lot separated himself from Abraham. But what they failed to mention is that Abraham and Lot agreed to split, because the land that Abraham was dwelling in, which was one part of Canaan, because understand something, both Sodom and Gomorrah was still in Canaan, it was still in the Holy Land. That's why the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, brought that heavy judgment on them, because Sodom and Gomorrah was in the Holy Land, right? And Lot and Abraham, they were dwelling in a part of Canaan. I believe that was with in the land of the Philistines, right? But because they had too much abundance, right? The Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has blessed them. The seventh. Let me go to that. Let me go to that. Why am I quoting precepts right now? Let me go to that. That should be. Let me just type Lot. I think it was the first place where it was mentioned. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, this is it right here. So this is the book of Genesis 13, verse 5. And Lot also, which went with Abraham, which is Abram, had flocks and herds and tents. And the land was not able to bear them, that they might dwell together, for their substance was great, so that they could not dwell together. And there was a strife between the headmen of Abraham's cattle and the headmen of Lot's cattle, and the Canaanites and the Perizzites dwelled then in the land. Right, Canaanites, which is just referring to all the groups of people that dwelt in that land. You had Hittites, Hivites, Perizzites, Jebusites. You can go into all the Zites and these, even the Philistines, right? But the Philistines are a different people from the Canaanites. But you get the point. All the people that were dwelling in that land, because the land of Canaan was a huge land. Okay, so continuing on, Genesis 13, verse 8. And Abraham said unto Lot, let there be no strife, I pray thee, between me and thee, and between my headmen and thy headmen, for we be brethren. Is not the whole land before thee? Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. So you are seeing, Abraham and Lot agreed to separate. Not that Lot decided to just leave up and leave Abraham out of nowhere. The land that they were in, the central land that they were in, was too small. The land wasn't big enough for the children to dwell, for the two of them to dwell together with the abundance of cattle and property that they had. So they had to separate. Lot had to go his own way, and Abraham, stayed in that land that he was in, because he was the one that the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua gave that covenant to. He was the one who his seed was going to inherit that land. And Lot had to come back through the line of Abraham in order to have an inheritance in that land as one of the righteous seed. Because that's another thing that these Christians don't explain. That Lot came back as an Israelite because he was part of the seed of the righteous spiritually, not carnally at that, not carnally at that time. The same way that Melchizedek, who Abraham gave that the paid tithes to, had to come back as well through the line of Abraham to be of the holy seed, the Israelites. Continuing on. Genesis 13, verse 9. Is not the whole land before thee? Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. If thou wilt take the left hand, then I will go to the right. Or if thou depart to the right, then I will go to the left. And Lot lifted up his eyes and beheld all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere, before Yahweh destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of Yahweh, like the land of Egypt, as thou comest unto Zoar. And Lot chose him all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves the one from the other. And that's the reason why Lot decided to dwell in the lands of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Because the land that he was dwelling in with Abraham originally was too large for them. They could not dwell together. Okay, but you have these Christians, like I said before, they are trying to make it seem as though Lot was less righteous or less sincere than he actually was, when he was completely, he was completely against the wickedness that went on day by day in Sodom and Gomorrah. And even the apostle Peter confirmed that, because he said they vexed his righteous spirit, right? So that Lot was going out there on the highways and byways, cursing them out and telling them the Most High Yahweh Hashem is going to destroy you, right? For your wickedness, because that's the same thing that you see the men of the Lord doing right now. Part of the reason why brothers go out to the highways and byways isn't just because, well, it says so in the law. It's because of it's because brothers are not staying having to wake up in Babylon the Great. How annoying it is to wake up in this wicked ass kingdom. You know, if you didn't have an outlet to complain about all the evils that go on in this kingdom day by day, you think you'd be able to be sane in this wicked place? When you see, imagine being in Babylon the Great and seeing these devils out there proudly, like the fuck. Yeah, it's like, yeah, got a little excited there. But imagine being in Babylon the Great, seeing these devils walk around proudly in their wickedness. Like, but that's just how, and that's the same spirit that Lot was in. They was tired of that wicked place, man. But they were tired of that wicked place. But where else could he go? Because he knew that land of Canaan was promised to Abraham, right? Because Abraham was there teaching him, because him and Abraham left, right, their father's house, the gods of their fathers, in the land of I think that was Assyria, um Chaldea, so like a Chaldea, in the land of Chaldea, and went all the way to the land of Canaan, because Lot also believed that the Most High Yahweh Shai was giving Abraham that land for an inheritance, and he wanted him, he was trying to get his seed to also be a part of that inheritance, right? That's why he was in that land. But anyway, continuing on, because there are so many other things to bring out, right? Just to show you that this place really is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. And of course, it already goes without saying, but I still want to I still want to do a video about it anyway, just to just as a reminder, and also to show you just how wicked this kingdom is. So this is the book of Jeremiah 23, verse 14. I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem an horrible thing. They commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of evildoers, that none doth return from his wickedness. They are all of them unto me as Sodom, and the inhabitants thereof as Gomorrah. And what this made me think about was TD Jakes. He recently came out, right? Got brought out of and this just shows you that this place really is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, because it's not just TD Jakes, it's all your mega church pastors. They always push the agenda of Esau, Edom, and the ways of the wicked. They will tell you that, oh, there's nothing wrong with the abominations, right? Or you can do the alternative lifestyles. You can change your plumbing, right? Even though these things are against. What do you think will happen in this kingdom, right? Right? That for this long you have been allowed to proudly profess your weak. Let's go to that, because I haven't even gotten that preset at all. Isaiah 3, verse 9. This is Ezekiel. Isaiah 3, verse 9. The show of their countenance doth witness against them. They declare their sin as Sodom, they hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. When you boldly profess your wickedness in this kingdom, you boldly promote, right, and celebrate wickedness in this kingdom. That Pride Month will be a testament against you devils in Babylon the Great. That every June you allow this wickedness to be celebrated in this kingdom, right? That's a testimony for your destruction right there. And that's another thing that the Most High, how about Shami Osha, will use to bring judgment to you devils. And you know what's going to be going on during that time? The same thing that goes on every high holy day in this kingdom: death, destruction, and the judgment of the Heavenly Father. Yeah, you see the connection right now. You see the connection right now. Not only are they committing the same sins as Sodom and Gomorrah, right, but they are shamelessly, you know, glorying, right, in the and prideful of the fact that they are also in this wickedness the same way as Sodom and Gomorrah. Imagine these Sodomites coming out to meet the angels, talking about, bring out these men so that we can have sex with them, right? And that shows you just how wicked these Sodomites were. Because it's one thing for people to be wicked, but they are hiding it, right? Keeping it under wraps, as much as possible. Those Sodomites, they were so, the actual Sodomites right now, back to Sodom and Gomorrah, the actual Sodomites, not them modern day Sodomites. But those Sodomites, they were so proud that when they saw the angels, they didn't even waste any time. They were looking for them to commit, to be wicked. And let's go to that. I think that's Genesis 15. Okay. That should be, no, okay, not Genesis 15. Maybe Genesis. Let me just type it in the blue letter. I've forgotten the exact preset where it was at. Let me see. Okay, yeah, it is. So this is the book of Genesis 19, verse 1. And there came two angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And the reason why Lot was sitting at the gate was because he was prophesying against Sodom and Gomorrah, right? And of course, if we read on down, you see proof that Lot was actually, prophesying against them. He was cursing them out. He was basically telling them, right, the Most High, however, Hashem is going to destroy you unless you repent. And the same way that you see the men of the Lord do in this kingdom. And it's not surprising, because Those Sodomites treated Lot the same way that you see the people of this kingdom treat the men of the Lord. Genesis 19, verse 2. And he said, behold, now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they said, nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house, and he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. Right, because Lot knew that they were angels. He could perceive in his spirit that those men that came unto him, and they were angels, and of course they were. Right, continuing on in Genesis 19, verse 4. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. That just shows you right there the extent of the wickedness